What's going on, everybody? It is EQ. We're here on the Weird Couch. Friday's on the Weird Couch here. And I'm with Joe and Kris. Of course, there's nobody else. The only other person we've had on is Jen. We're talking about manliness today, people. The differences of opinion on what makes a man, such as, Kris flexing, or, the fact that, one dude can grow a beard better than the other dude. If a dude can grow a beard at all, because I know there's some guys out there that can't grow a beard whatsoever, and they get knocked on and picked on. So here's let's just take a moment, and I do have to address, and let's have a moment of silence for the gentlemen out there who cannot grow facial hair. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, because that's a real thing. It is this. I feel bad for any men out there who cannot grow facial hair. I suffer from patchy facial hair, and then I've got the Chia Pet Kris, who has been growing hair like Sasquatch since he was 12. Joe has his own set, and because we acknowledge everybody's differences and we accept him. And when I look at Joe, I don't see black. I see an annoying motherfucker who is like my brother from another mother, and I love the guy. I do, truly, wholeheartedly. And as a man, I can say that comfortably. I love Joe and I love Kris. And when I say I love them, I truly mean with an emotional feeling, right? But Joe has his own set of problems because he's black. He has this weird he tried to grow a full beard once and it looked bad.
Okay, hold on. What has changed lately? Okay, so when I tried to grow that beard, I had your problem. I had the little patches and shit. So none of the stuff filled in. But in my older age, that has filled in now. So if I grow one, yeah, y'all gonna be jealous. But I like.
Okay, so I basically, Kris, correct me if I'm wrong, but I hear a challenge being presented that Joe is willing to grow a beard, the beard challenge, and if you are confident in your non-patchiness, I challenge you, sir, to let that grow over the course of however long it doesn't matter, because we accept everybody. So, it takes me forever to grow facial hair. Some people, they shave in the morning and they've got a fucking 5 o'clock beard at the end of the day. So however long it takes you through the course of us filming or whatever, whenever you're ready, on that day, that week that we're filming, we'll present your beard to the public and let them decide if it is worthy or not worthy.
Oh,
are you okay with accepting this challenge, sir?
I'm okay with it. I don't know if my girl is okay with me accepting it. But
see, now we're talking about manliness right now, okay? And yours is in question, sir.
My man card is in question. Your
man card's in question, sir.
Okay. All right,
so the fact that you said, I don't know if my girl's gonna like it, your membership's going to the temporary status. Like the paperwork is being processed.
Shit. Okay. Damn it. All right, so, I like getting the goodies that men get, and if I grow a beard and I'm not getting goodies, I'm gonna shave the motherfucker off. You feel me?
Hey,
I like my Scooby snacks.
A real man would get the goodies no matter what he looks like.
The trick is though, you just keep it lined up, get yourself a nice fade, right?
Yeah.
And you just gotta maintain. And so long as you keep it lined up, you'll be all right.
It's all on how you present it, bro.
So when I was working in the corporate world, I had a nice little faded thing with the little part like EQ's got right now, and I had one hell of a beard, and so that was beard. I had I really pushed the line of appropriateness with my beard because it was long and it was wavy, and it was really good. I'm gonna try and shoot a picture over to EQ. Hopefully, he can put it over his shoulder. And so
I'll put it up right
that's
here.
when I developed this theory on the beard to hair ratio. And so this is why I can't participate in your challenge, because rather than growing it here, I'm currently growing it here, as you can tell. And so the ratio is this: the more you have here, the less you have here, and vice versa. So in order to not appear a Neanderthal, I have to keep this at a certain, I have to keep this monster at bay in order to let this one flourish. So that's that.
Now, real quick on your theory, because I thought about this the other day. Because me personally, I feel like you can keep this equal to this as long as this is kept short.
Yeah,
on
totally.
the sides. And there's a football player. He's not part of any of my teams, and I don't keep up with football players' names. But he has blonde hair and a beard, and it's like an afro, but it's shaved on the sides and it's long. Who's that guy?
No idea. I don't follow sports.
I don't know what football team.
I think he plays for the Seahawks.
Really?
I don't know.
That's just a guess right now because
somebody football team, you just threw the Seahawks out there. Like I think
because I could have sworn that football player hair. He just did a Jack Link's jerky commercial, like what's his name, Matt Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
Matthew.
I got you. Gosh darn it, put me on the spot.
Okay, so I got.
He's a linebacker.
Hold on. Before we
Okay, you think about it,
Clay
Joe.
Matthews.
What's your question?
Clay Matthews.
Clay Matthews.
The fact that there are three men discussing football and none of us knew the fucking name. How bad is that?
Okay.
We talking about man.
No. Okay.
How bad is that? I don't even.
There's a point. There's a point to this. There's a point to this. Okay. There's a point to this, and we're gonna get to that point in just a second. But it's gonna bug the living shit out of me.
I love the jump from hairstyle to football. That's what I love.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm just saying, like,
about the beard though. Did I accept the challenge?
Okay, he plays for the Giants. He plays for the Giants. Who's that guy?
Oh yeah. Odell
How
Beckham
we go
Jr.
from Seahawks to Green Bay to the Giants? What the hell?
Yeah. Hey, somebody at work. Like I said, I enjoy sports, right? But at work, if I'm not part of the conversation, somebody just turns around and goes, "Hey, they did this to me the other day." A buddy of mine, he was like, "Hey, do you know who something Simeon is?" Literally, my brain goes to, what academic is he talking about?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I've heard somebody with the last name Simeon, and I was trying to pinpoint what academic he was talking about. It turns out he was talking about the Denver Broncos quarterback.
Simeon and the Space Monkeys.
So basically, while Joe is off doing the manly thing and having a conversation with his daughter, anyways, the point we're trying to get across is, I do want Joe to do this, this challenge, but this is what guys do, right? And in a small group like this, it's fun. I'm not really calling Joe's manliness into question because I served with the dude. I know how manly he is. I know what he's capable of, and I know what he's willing to do. Whether or not he grows a beard or can grow a beard or a full beard or anything like that does not paint a different picture of my view on his manliness, right? And the fact is Kris is a football junkie. He knows he can talk sports all day. He talks about shit that I'm just like, that portion of sports I don't even give a shit about. Like, did my team win? Cool. Did anybody make the MVP? Are we gonna make the Super Bowl? Awesome. I don't give a shit where that dude went to high school and played high school, and then all his stats from high school through college to the last 6 years of his NFL career. I can give a shit less.
I'm not that bad anymore.
No. So I was explaining. Joe is back. Welcome back, Joe.
Welcome back,
let me get you caught up to speed here. Basically, the whole reason that I did that and did the challenge. Don't get me wrong. I do want to see you grow a full beard now because it'd be awesome to see. I do want you to take this challenge, but the point that I was trying to make is that is the stereotypical idea of what a man should be, right? You have a group of men, and that group of men pick on each other, individually. The others will automatically team up and start talking shit to one of the members of the group. and then vice versa. And it happens. It's like a round table, you know, and sometimes it happens more to one person than any of the other people, and sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's equal. In this case, it's fun. It was funny. We had a great laugh about it, you know, things like that. But the reality of the situation is today's view on being a man is perpetuated in a very negative light by other men. The men out there who are afraid of their emotion, and that's why you attack others when they aren't doing what you feel as being the manly thing. Now, I get it. As men, there are certain things that I feel, and I'm okay with it, I feel we should do. You know what? If shit's hitting the fan, that is not the time to fucking break down and cry. Shit's hitting the fan, you fucking drink water, you stay motivated, and you kick rocks, and you break down later, right? That, I believe, is okay and acceptable, because as men, we have it built into our DNAs to be the protectors. We have it built in our DNA to solve problems. This is what we do, right? Now, this is a gray area, guys, and as soon as I make this statement, I want you guys to weigh in on this, is because it's a double-edged sword, right? We have women out there who are like, I want a man who is in touch with his emotions. But then at the same time, they're like, you're too in touch with your emotions, or you're not in touch with your emotions at all, and I love that about you, because that means you're a real man, right? There's a floating double standard that just perpetuates itself. And that double standard, we can't expect women to fully understand it and or fully support it, right? Because there's a double standard from their side, right? Their double standard is, accept me as a woman for all that I am, everything, my craziness, my emotionalness, my indecisiveness, you know, all the things that make me a woman, I'm fucking proud of, and you accept it. If a dude's like, hey, listen, I'm a man, and, you know, I have emotions, and I get angry, and this, that, and the other, women are like, nope, don't like that, you have to change this, this, and this, and this. Right? That's a double standard, and that shit needs to stop. But we're not here to talk about the women's portion on manliness. We're here to talk about our own portion. Pitchforks.
I know.
Yeah,
please.
we're not here with pitchforks doing this. We're here to discuss our view as males in the male circle, and how we, you know, it has to change. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need to walk around with your chest puffed up all the time, trying to pick a fight with every motherfucker you come across to prove that you're a man. I'm going to throw it over to you guys. Joe, what is your opinion on what makes a man in today's society?
I don't speak for all men, although I am the foremost authority on this subject.
See what I mean? Manliness is just... he has to put it out there.
No, in
Go
today's
ahead.
society, it's... Oh, golly, in today's society, it's so many things. I mean, with all the different labels coming out with LGBTQY, ABCDEFG, and the transgender, and I think it's being rewritten on what a man is. You see a lot more men, I guess, before you wouldn't dare see a man in pink and think they were manly. But you see these big buff dudes in like pink walking around like fruity bananas. I don't know. But I don't know what manliness is in today's society. I could tell you 10 years ago what it was, but now it's completely changed. It's something new, and I'm comfortable with it. I know that. I'm open to it. Me personally, I don't portray the stereotypical manliness from back in the day, the big buff and I gotta walk around with my chest and stuff like that. I've never been that type of person. So I think manliness to me is taking care of business, taking care of my responsibilities, taking accountability for my actions. That's manliness to me.
Outstanding. I like that. And Kris, what's your take on today's society and what manliness is to you?
Well, you know, I've always kind of had a tendency to equate masculinity to a combination of both I guess there's like a split association or a split personality where there's like this savage portion of a man that could be reflected by their actions or by their outward appearance. Maybe they have like physical pursuits, you know, that kind of thing. But then there's also this emotional and noble portion that must exist along with it. So like I always kind of had a tendency to look up to like to role models as leaders, the ones that were powerful physically, but also powerful of the mind, and had a level of discipline to where, you know, if they needed to, they could beat their chest, but they usually would try to find a different approach first, right? They had, like I said, a nobility, a high sense of moral character, you know, combined with that kind of thing. So if I was going to, you know, give somebody a high five in that department in this day and age, I would be giving very few high fives because right now our popular culture is kind of dictated that we have this hyper masculinity that is
Yes.
really, really prevalent, where you know, they talk about, you know, like an alpha male kind of scenario, but it's really kind of a reckless, emotionally unstable kind of behavior. I don't know. So I guess that's mine. Like, you have to be an individual that is able to, you know, harness that inner male masculine rage, and you have to be able to harness that toward, you know, focused effort, but also be in touch with yourself enough to, you know, appreciate your family, stop and smell the roses, take in a sunset. You know, I myself, I'm artistic, right? So I appreciate some things that people might find completely silly or feminine or whatever. You know, one of my favorite things about being an artist is when you get to share your work with other artists, and you get to go through the critique process, and you get to talk about how different aspects of a composition make you feel. And that's when you're trying to take in information, and instead of just processing it logically, you're just trying to describe something that's undefinable and ambiguous. And, you know, that takes a certain sense. It takes a certain sense of ownership over who you are, and it takes a certain level of comfortability in your masculinity in order to be able to even, you know, approach that.
I think manliness in this day and age is a huge gray area, because it's fun to watch. I don't know if you guys watch Matt Best and his videos. I like watching him. You know, he's a military guy. His whole crew's a military guy. I believe they were Rangers, and they do a lot of comedy videos. And their comedy videos involve guns and hot women, things like that. But I'm sorry. I mean, the last the last hot women that I had on the show was Jen, and, you know, that was like a 2-time thing or whatever.
Hi, Jen.
But yeah, hi, Jen. She doesn't watch these videos anyway, so it's not like she's gonna ever, you know, answer me. But let me get my train of thought back online here. It is such a huge gray area that it's very hard for a young man, you know. And when I say young man, I think of 35 and below, right? So we're still in that realm of young men.
We'll keep on pushing that line upward as the years move forward.
When I turn 35, it's going to be from 40 and below. Yeah, young men. Because that's the thing too. Is I thought about this the other day, and it kind of took me back to a standstill in my growth as a man myself. Is because if you think back in the day, man, men were men at 22. You know, they had families. They held down a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? They were like personified as the manliness, you know, that we look back on and go, yes, that's what I want. And you realize that their age was like between 20 and 25. You know, nowadays you look at a 22-year-old and you're like, you're 16, right? No, you're 20. You're 22. So now that we've, you know, gotten past whatever just happened, sorry folks, the shit stopped recording and I just kept talking. So we're just going to go ahead and fast forward to the end of this segment, and that is, we'll turn over to Joe. Joe, what is one life lesson or experience that you've had that has helped define manliness and how you understand it and how it's made you the man you are today?
Well, I don't have one experience. I think my life is a culmination of experiences to help me define who I am today as a man. I am constantly recultivating and reanalyzing and revamping myself to be who I am. So there's no one particular experience for me. I mean, there's some major experiences that I remember that can be like, okay, but they aren't defining moments. They help me steer me along another path to figure out who I am and who I want to be.
Do you have one that you can share?
Oh, one that I can share. Major experience. Today's my daughter's birthday. The birth of my daughter.
Happy birthday, Gia.
Fellow Scorpio.
Happy birthday, Martian. Yeah, Scorpios rule the world. That was a major defining moment in my life, and it changed the way I view myself and what I wanted for my little seed, and how I wanted to make America great again. No. So, yeah, that's my one defining moment.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I live for, her now. And that changed my perspective on life and what a man is, as far as responsibility and taking care of someone who relies on it.
Awesome. Kris, what's your one lesson / experience?
I would say it was like several similar experiences, right? Growing up, the only time I ever really found myself questioning my own manlyhood. Is that the right term?
Manliness.
Whichever. Manhood.
Manhood. Yeah.
So, growing up, any time that I ever found myself questioning my own manhood was really in regard to when I find myself in a situation where I wasn't capable of something that another man was. So I guess even going back to our previous topic in the video, capability is a word that I think even you were describing earlier when you were saying that the tenets of being a man included being able to do certain things, turn a wrench, build something, there's just things that men are supposed to be able to do innately. And so capability is something I always found myself questioning, and so I always made an effort to learn things, right? And so when it comes to taking care of your family, when it comes to taking care of yourself, when it comes to just surviving, right? It's that sustainability, you got to be capable. You have to be unafraid to just grab things by the horns and get dirty, and when you have to, get shit done, because no one's coming to save the day. Not all of us have the benefit of living near a capable relative, father or grandparent and uncle that can come save the day. So yeah. Google's for more than boobs. Life pro tip.
And that's outstanding. A caveat to that before I share my experience is I totally believe that. But for the viewers out there, I want you to understand that you might be hearing that with a narrow view. That is not to say that as a man you can't ask for help, or that you can't take a moment and experience your emotions in that not being able to or not being capable at a particular moment. I think what you're trying to say, Kris, is you have to get past that. You have to get past the fear of failure and become capable,
right,
in whatever moment you are, because there's going to be points in your life that there is not going to be somebody that is going to be there to help you. But if there is somebody to help you, don't be afraid to ask for help. Be unafraid to ask to go that route as well. And that's good. Like I said, I totally agree with what you said. I just want to make sure the viewers understand that we're not closed-minded meatheads here. My most recent defining moment in my manliness is not a good one. Just last month when I wanted to visit my daughter. Not last month. It was 2 months ago. I was trying to visit my daughter for her birthday, and for some family stuff. And when I found out that she didn't want to see me, that was a huge defining moment in my manliness and manhood, because it challenged me and my beliefs and what I'm doing as a man, as what I'm doing as a father. It made me question everything I have done for the last 10 years of her life. And it was very tough. Like, it broke me down to the core. And I cried for like 2 days when I got home. Like, on and off, I just was inside myself, feeling super defeated and super not a father, not a man, less than. I was feeling so much less than what I've ever felt in my entire life. And then from that, I got stronger, and not only in what I'm doing individually as a human, but what I'm doing as a man and what I'm doing as a father. Because I believe wholeheartedly that no one in this world can tell you how to be a man. If what you're doing you feel is the right thing to do as a man, then you are a man, and nobody can take that away from you. And with that being said, I think that is all for us here on the Weird Couch. Do you guys have any last caveats or things that you want to say? A tidbit of advice for the young men out there?
I got a little bit. I like what you said. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to seek help. You gotta ask for help if you need help. Do what you do. You can still be a man and still get what you need done by asking for help. I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. Get your job done. Do what you gotta do, man. Do what you gotta do.
That knife hand.
And don't be afraid to cry. You know what I'm saying? And just because you cry, it don't make you no less of a man. It don't make you no less of a man, dude. You cry those tears. You get up, you pull yourself by the bootstraps, and you keep in the game, man. You keep in the fucking game. I'm sorry.
Word.
That was his best man voice.
Oh, no, it wasn't. But okay. You know what? I'm going to grow me a fucking beard. I'm going to tear your ass up the water.
Challenge
yes!
accepted.
Joe has accepted the beard challenge. You heard it, folks. Here on the Weird Couch, Joe Wack is going to be growing a beard finally. Kris, any last words?
Love one another. Yep. Things are going to get weird.
That's all the time we have for today, folks. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. If you have any questions, leave comments down below. Don't forget to check out Kris and Joe. Joe on the Weird Couch SciTech and Kris at the Weird Couch Co-op. Soon to be his own BMX channel. So stay tuned for that if you're into BMX. It's going to be outstanding. We see you guys next week here, Fridays on the Couch.